Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It is I, your loyal and gracious host, Mo B. Today's episode of The Freaks of the Industry, episode number 37. Today's episode is about polyamory facts, no lies. Or as the kids say, no cap, no cap. So across from me, as usual, we have my lovely wife, Bosslady Brux.
Hello.
Next to her, we have Texas Homegrown.
Bam, bam, bam.
And across from her, next to me, we have tonight's special guest, Peaches.
Hello, everybody.
All right, so tonight's episode is about polyamory, facts, no cap, no lies. Now we did this episode last year in 2020. It was episode 11, and we had a couple on here. And if you go back and watch that, you'll realize it wasn't what we thought it was. But we should have vetted the people better. No, there's nothing against them, they still are peoples, but that wasn't what that is. So we have someone online. We have someone here that's more of an expert, way more of an expert than the last couple. So here we go. So tonight's episode, we talk about me. I got to start off with the definition. So the definition of polyamory is the practice of engaging in multiple romantic and typical sexual relationships with the consent of all people involved. Intimacy and trust are essential to successful polyamorous relationships, not to be confused with bigamy. Polyamory and bigamy. Bigamy is the act of going through a marriage ceremony while already married to another person. So the different types of polyamory, we have type number one, that's the nesting partner. A live-in partner is usually the primary partner. Number two, the triad or the throuple, a poly relationship between three people, all of whom are actively involved with one another. Then there's the V, a poly relationship with three, but two are dating one person and not each other. Then there's the polyandrous, a woman in a poly relationship with more than one man. Then there's polygynous, a man, just the same thing, just a man involved. Huh?
That sounds like you need ointment. I was just
It definitely sounds like it's some ointment. Yeah.
Last one.
I was like, I start itching. Yeah.
Then there's a comparison, the feeling of joy at seeing another person experience joy and love, opposite of jealousy in poly. And then there's fluid bonded, the agreement to share bodily fluids with the person. A couple may agree to be fluid bonded only with each other, which means use protection when sex with anyone else. So that's just the brief rundown of the situation at hand. And of course, before we even get started, I'm going to pull up if I can. Well, I'll wait for a minute.
Yeah.
Let's get this thing on the road. So today's episode, we have Miss Peaches. What's up, Peaches?
Hey.
All right. So, Peaches.
Hey, everybody.
Speak up a little.
Oh, I need to get
There
closer.
we go.
Put it in your mouth.
Put it in my mouth. Get real close now. Let me get
wow.
close.
Oh, wow. It's not demonstration.
Blow on it a little bit.
I don't think my mic is on. I don't think
Blow.
my mic is on. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't.
Yeah.
Put it in your mouth, too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
It's moving. Yeah, I hear you. All right. So, what is your name, love?
I am Peaches.
And where were you born?
East Boogie.
East St. Louis? All right.
St. Louis.
And where are you located?
Currently located in VAB, Virginia.
Okay, cool. Okay, so quick question. How long have you been poly?
All my life.
Wow.
All my life.
So,
Openly.
okay, when did you start becoming poly? Let's specify. Around what age did you start to become poly?
All my life.
So you was poly at 6 years old.
All my life. We gonna get into that. We're gonna explain poly
Okay,
because
all
I
right.
think some confusion around what poly really is.
Okay.
So which one are you?
I am polyamorous, so I am not closed off, not polyandrous, or I don't believe strictly in polygyny. I believe in loving everybody, multiple people. I don't close myself off, and I'm open to giving love and receiving love. So poly is just like any other relationship. We try to put this thing on it because it's so looked at sexual in nature, and it's really not. And that's why I say I've been poly all my life. You're poly with your family and your friends. It's just that plural love. You have 5 kids. You love all of them, right? Mm-hmm. You give them all equal love.
Right.
That's what your human relationships are. They just so happen to be sexual. sometimes. So that's why I say poly all my life. Polyamorous.
Okay.
Just plural love. A
that's
lot of love to give and
That's
receive.
pretty. Oh, that's good. Pretty good breakdown. How long have you been in this current poly relationship?
About a week and a half now.
Oh.
So it's pretty new. She's a potential sister wife. Don't want to talk too much about it. Still kind of figuring out if she is a good fit for us and we are a good fit for her. Just kind of, going with the flow and seeing how things work out. So it's fairly new, but very hopeful. It's been a great experience so far. Sort of a roller coaster, but in a great way.
Hey, given point in time, ladies, you guys have any kind of questions, comments, or concerns?
She said us. So who is the other?
So my life partner. So
He.
yes,
Okay.
it is a he. I am not bisexual, but I have had bisexual experiences.
Okay.
So for me, it's really a partner for the both of us for different reasons.
Okay.
So my poly is just finding a sister wife, someone that I have that bond with, that can help me out. I'm super busy. So I have multiple businesses, I have a baby, I work full time. So finding someone that could not just be my friend, but sharing sisterhood. And it just so happened we may be in love with the same man. So a partner for him is, just what I can't give him with all of the things that I have on my plate. I can't give him all of my time. And I'm not trying to be his everything. I think that's the...
Oh, I know you loving all them words. I was like, baby,
So
I'm not actually.
do you ever feel in that type of situation? Do you ever feel them ever connecting too much and then y'all breaking up your relationship with your him?
No, I don't own him.
Okay.
There's no possession there. So if he's free to leave when he wants to.
But why would he probably like
But
"Shit,
exactly.
man, I got the best of both worlds right here.
But that's not a fear of mine because I know who I am and I'm comfortable in my skin. So I don't live in that type of fear. It makes it more complicated to have this sort of dynamic when you have those sort of fears. Jealousy is a natural human emotion. Of course, I might find myself jealous they spend a little bit too much time together, but I navigate that with looking at myself, being my authentic self and being honest with me. Their relationship is going to be different than mine. We're not going to get the same man.
Right.
So I'm going to get somebody totally different. She's going to get somebody totally different. So that fear of her being able to pull him away from me is not one of mine. So.
All right. So real quick,
I got some more.
both ladies, any questions?
She ready? She like.
I'm shooting them all. Go ahead.
I've been 2.5 days reading. I don't know, man. It's just not for me. I would prefer the lifestyle because if I marry you, it's me and you. That's just me. But then I got these other people that I know, that I love, that I care about, that I deal with, that understand me. You know what I mean? Like you were saying. So if polyamory is so what you said as far as just loving everybody, everything, even my dog Max, everybody's in the mix. It's like, what's the difference between that and just being an open-minded person? You see what I'm saying? Like, I just can't go between the two.
It's the dynamic. I think that gets a lot of people confused. You're looking at sharing somebody.
I do that already.
Yeah. So we have to try to navigate those emotions and figure out why we feel the way that we feel when we are, quote unquote, sharing our partners. I get it 100%. My job is not to change nobody's mind, just give a different perspective.
Oh yeah, I'm looking
And
for the one thing that's
thing.
gonna switch my life. You can switch my life, whoever it is, anybody out there. If you could get me to think the opposite of what I'm thinking, because I'm listening to you like, yeah, that makes sense. Ooh, that makes sense, and then it just comes back to
What's right for you?
yeah,
Right.
because like you said, when you have particular fears or notions, let's say that about somebody, if you got to vet a female to be your sister wife, all right?
Yeah.
And she's dealing with your guy. you know exactly what it is you're looking for in a sense. Like, yeah, she can't be jealous, she can't be envious, she can't, it's like certain things you
Not
don't want in
really.
your household or your relationship.
Not so. When you say the word vetting, right? That's looking for somebody. I'll just pay attention to character traits. What we do is when we get out here and we're thinking about a poly relationship, we're looking at, I want this person that likes to cook and they gotta clean and they gotta do this and they gotta have some good head and she gotta like anal, and you got all of this list of all of these things that you're wanting, and you're not looking at the basis of that relationship. You want somebody that you can pick up the phone and call on. You want a friend.
Yeah,
That's
I got
how
one of those.
poly works.
Yeah.
They have to be a friend. Somebody, you know how you do with your friends. Y'all get into it. Y'all go y'all separate ways for a couple days, and then you come back to it, and it works. They understand you. That's what you look for in a poly partner. So I don't like to
just
say
to
I'm
me, that's
vetting.
just like looking for a whole relationship again.
It is.
And that's where I'm at with it. Like, yeah, I could fuck so and so on the side. You my peoples. I've known you X amount of years. Thank you for caring about me to this extreme. But I'm still over here with this one. Like, I still have a crush on this one. After all these years. So I'm looking like, nay, no, y'all can fuck. I'll watch. I might participate, but.
So what would you say is the fear for you about if they're okay with having sex, because sex do create ties that bond?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So what is the difference between them just having sex and then having a relationship
For
that
me,
involves emotions?
the difference for me, I got an exit stage left because I'm looking for a relationship with one single person. I mean, that's where I'm at with it,
And it makes sense.
As far as my marriage, sexually, we used to say all the time that we are paired together for a reason. Like, when we first met, everything clicked, and it's been that way. Like, I know him out inside and outside. So we're, when it comes to family, household, kids, bills, cars, money, all of that, we own it. We own it. And that's what I want in that particular relationship. Okay, so I got that. There's no looking for that again. Because if I look for that again, he's not going to be involved. I'm not going to keep him if I'm looking for that over here. I'm just not, But to have a poly relationship, I mean, we've known women over the years that, that I like and he like, and they cool and they come in and out. And same, guys that I deal with, they come in and out, they giving bang, all that stuff. So we never had a problem with that, I don't think. But I do get jealous when there's too much time spent, or too much time spent away from the house, or too much time spent away from kids, or too much time. It's like, hey, reel this shit in, type
Right.
thing. But that's when you just have a one-to-one relationship. If you're gonna have a quote-unquote poly relationship with somebody and it's built on a relationship, I gotta go. If it's built on business or the household or the funds or whatever, to me that's a business relationship. I mean, like, everything got its own title already, and then to just throw poly in, it's like, why are we throwing poly in this? I mean, I feel that way. I'm have to get by that myself, I guess.
That's
reading.
an individual journal, right? That's
Yeah.
that's you in your journal, and you figuring it out. You're trying to
47
figure out what
summers,
it
I
is.
already figured it out. I know.
You know what you want for you.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people have to come to grips with for themselves, is that
I agree with that.
this is what I want for me, and this might not be for everybody, and it's not. But to bring about context to that we are all polyamorous by nature. We cannot and will not be somebody's everything all of the time. It's just humanly impossible. And so me accepting that, I don't want that responsibility. I don't want to be responsible for being somebody's everything. And that's why for me, it's just a different perspective. It's a different type of relationship. It's a different understanding between me and my partners, that I'm pretty aloof in my emotions a lot of the time. He might want somebody that is more touching and loving and giving and likes to cook and likes to do some of the things I may not or do not have time for at this stage of my life. You know what I'm saying? So just knowing where I am, I'm being my authentic self and saying, I want a sister wife because I have needs that need to be met too. And if he's going to be non-committal already, or I'm going to be dating some guy that's cheating, why not have some kind of structure and control over that dynamic?
I feel that I
That
well,
minimizes my fear.
I feel that I do to a degree because we are both lifestyle. We do mess with other people, you know, in that sense. We're committed to each other. We're committed to the finances. We're committed to all of that, you know, but he feel one way, I feel another. There has been times where I had to rein myself in and say, okay, whatever he is getting from that person, let that be and leave that alone. But that's me loving my husband authentically. Like,
Yeah.
I know who he is and what he can tolerate. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
totally.
in saying that, I guess I've over the years gave over to the poly because I'm not trying to lose my husband. So if this person over here, you need to be with them, or you know, y'all need to hang out or whatever, you get yourself together, that's great, that's fine. Okay, I'll deal with that. It's okay, it's no big deal, just don't lie. But then that's the relationship that we have. Like, we sexually open though. That's not everybody out there. That's not
Well,
everybody
you guys
out
are
there.
you guys are actually poly.
Yeah, and
You
I
guys
was,
are
I was
poly.
thinking about that yesterday. I was like, man, if somebody can get a switch,
You
because
are poly.
what's not
You
gonna
just-
happen is
saying that
somebody
for
else
years.
living in my house.
and
And
it
that's
doesn't
something
have
I-
to be that.
Yeah, and
It doesn't have to be
Let me
that.
ask you something.
That's
I gotta come to terms with that.
So
That's-
if a woman is in a poly relationship, does she sleep with others outside the relationship?
she can.
okay,
can.
to me, that's being a swinger.
So do y'all live
She-
together?
She can. At
You
this
want
time,
you want your person to
That's
live
how I
with you.
feel anyway.
so that's what you call nesting.
The
Originally,
the nesting partner is the home
the
base.
home base. So up until about a year ago, we were nesting partners. I decided that it was best that we live separately. And there's a number of reasons: business, children, the lifestyle, just
You
rebuilding.
And him live separately, or you and
You, me, and him.
Okay.
At this time, we are.
Okay.
But originally, we were nesting partners in a poly
and
relationship.
then the other person just come over.
Come over, or we go over there. We all hang out. You do traditional things that you do in any other relationship: dinner dates, movies, go to the beach, gather up all the kids. We all go together. It's no different than any other relationship.
It's kind of like having like two best friends.
Yes.
One's a guy, one's a girl, and y'all just
Always
doing
together.
do everything-
Always together,
doing stuff together.
and not always.
Well, yeah.
I want them to
always.
have their time because I got shit to do.
Because there can be a
I'm a busy
rotation,
woman.
whereas okay, her and him can go Monday, Tuesday, him and her Wednesday, Thursday, and all three of them Thursday,
It's
Friday.
scheduling.
Yeah,
we don't do
Yeah,
scheduling.
y'all do schedule.
We don't
but,
do
but
scheduling.
that is one way to do it, though.
Right,
That is
right.
one way.
one way.
You'll see that kind of on these TLC, that sister wife, and all of
Yeah, I'm
that.
cool on them.
That
too much.
they muddy the waters on poly greatly.
Yeah.
Because they don't show the real. They don't show that relationships are not built on schedules. You can't have one.
Right.
People got jobs, people got kids. Kids might get sick. Your day is occupied with maybe your cycle, or the kids got a soccer game or something, and you have to adjust. So my poly is more of a being able to adapt, flexibility. So we're flexible. So my sister wife has to be someone who also has a great deal of flexibility because of my work schedule and the things that I demand in my life. So that's just how we move. But we do not have to live together. Of course, in the future, hopefully, for me, that would be ideal. And there's a multitude of reasons. One being that sharing household tasks. Who wants to be cleaning two separate houses? Who wants to be
I
cooking
take
two
my
separate
time
meals?
getting to that cleaning.
But if nesting together is not your thing, it don't have to be. You still poly. You can still have that dynamic and it be completely separate, two separate households. But then we talking about generational wealth building. We trying to build something together. It got
That
to
would
make
be
sense.
ideal. That
because
would be ideal, but again, I look at that as that's your business partner.
yeah.
Like, you
thing.
know what I mean?
Same.
It's like
Same
you said.
thing.
I mean,
your
but he
sister
is
wife
my-
is your best friend. I mean, all of these have outside titles already.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't like the titles, though.
Yes.
No, it's not
We
even
share
about
children,
the titles. Like I
yes.
said, I just spent the last 2 days.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
We share
reading,
children.
picking up on it.
His kids are my
Change
kids,
your-
my kids are his kids, and we have
share
kids
'em,
together.
yeah.
We share kids.
Not to change the subject, but I want everybody to look real quick. Everybody who's watching on YouTube as well as Texas Homegrown, you can show the people up there. I want to ask Peaches real quick, what type of poly are you with the chart? And as you can see on the chart, we have single, just friends, click, posse, power couple,
We just gonna narrow it
couple,
down.
third wheel, double date, the skeptic, V, fluid chain, fourth wheel, triad, solo poly, new in town, Rochambeau, bros though, and unicorn quad. So that's the periodic table of polycules for those who want
Lord.
to educate themselves a little bit. So
I'm
not
like,
after saying all of that,
Can we just go with
Peaches
what you
can no
said?
hold on. I want the people to know
Just
what
keep
all
it
there is.
simple.
Yeah,
Keep
Yeah,
it
no,
simple.
it's not.
You nerds
It's
in your heart.
about her, but it's also about what somebody might see this chart right now and be like, "Damn, we can do that," or
Yeah,
they don't know the
sit
name
down
of
with
it,
this chart.
and that's what it is. You know, so education is key, baby.
It is.
Yeah, so-
stay with a diagram or
Yeah, I'm a
Oh,
nerd.
something. When he sent me this
I'm a nerd
diagram,
with a
girl,
big
I almost
dick.
fell out.
Shit.
So tell me something. The
So,
fact.
so
I'm
real
sorry,
quick.
go
So
ahead.
what? As
Which one
what are you
Currently a V.
You're
Currently a V.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will it be eventually be a triad or no?
I mean, it could lead to that. It has been.
Okay.
But the dynamic itself is a V.
Because you're not into women.
Right.
No,
Okay.
not 100%.
Now, see, I am.
I'm sexually attracted to women.
What we had going
But
on.
I'm not.
What we
It
had
ain't
going
something
on?
that I'm just diving into.
Fluid
Like I gotta
chain?
have a girlfriend type of deal. Like I said, I had
Open-minded
bisexual experiences,
if
but
to
it's
put it
not
in a
something that I strive or go out or set out to do.
to put it
So
in a
for me, it's
poly
just
thing,
more
fluid chain.
that
You gonna show
we
this
can
later.
cuddle and cook together and share, tasks and
Don't
responsibilities.
like people.
You know what? I am honestly an extroverted introvert. I am 100% an introvert.
I am
I
extrovert.
hate people. Like, I hate people with
I hate having
emphasis.
to deal.
Yeah, I hate the constantly shifting of relationships and everything, and not really
my God.
knowing where people are and where I am with them. So
That's why
I don't really
wanna
care for
add
people.
Not near another. I don't. Now I gotta see where the hell your head at. Oh my God, where his head at? You know what I'm saying? Like,
it can be a lot. It
I just
can.
want my husband and my
But just
dog.
being honest with yourself, and you can never be 100% completely honest. So let me make sure I make that very clear, because people are like, oh, I'm gonna be 100% completely honest. You're lying if you say you're 100% completely honest. You can't. But honest to an extent that it's complicated, can be, only if you make it. Just keeping a very level head, open mind, tabling some conversations, and really getting through that knowing each other's stage. And I think that's the part that a lot of people hate. I don't want to get to know anybody else. It's exhausting. I gotta know your favorite color and what you like, and are you bipolar? Like, are you crazy? How does your angry look?
Right.
You
Oh
know.
my gosh.
So with this situation here, since you a V, y'all basically is more about him for real.
No. Mm-mm. It's about me.
Oh.
That's going into it with a patriarchal mindset. This is matriarchal by nature. This
Okay.
is what I desire. I want a sister wife for me,
So he.
and he benefits.
So when y'all had this conversation, this is something you brought to him,
we
or did he kind of y'all just had it?
I initiated it just because in the early stages of our relationship, it was I could sense the non-committal kind of the sneakiness and the lying and the cheating, and hold on, you don't have to do all that with me. You don't. Be honest. I've always been ethically non-monogamous. That's just poly.
So he has no problem if you decide. I see him walking down the street and I just want to get with him today, or
I will not say that. I will say that it needs to make sense to him. He's a logical person. So you go out here and you have this extra relationship. What value is it bringing to us? Like, and I get what April was saying. Like, okay, we got all of our stuff. We got our shit together. We know where the finances lie, our children, how to communicate with one another. What does this guy bring into the fold? Does it make sense? So he's gonna have questions.
Can't you just bring in? You can't bring in just dick. You got to bring
Okay,
in.
and then
Yeah.
that's the way I am. Just bring in this dick because my husband is on top of everything else. And that's why I'm like, for me, I think that's just me being a swinger, being open-minded. My first husband, I left his ass because he couldn't get it in his head. I just want to be with other people. What's the
You
big fucking
poly,
deal?
baby.
You're with other people.
You poly.
So what is the difference between that and being a swinger?
Nothing.
Yeah, well, there you go then.
There's not
Change
much
my mind.
different. There is no major difference except how you approach the relationship. With poly, you cannot put restrictions in there. It can't be this restrictive. You can't do this, and this, but I can. So I'm against the whole OPP, one penis policy, or one pussy policy, and you can't do.
You can't do what
You
a man
can't
do
fi-
to a man because they can't take it.
No,
Like
you're
you gonna
right.
need a brick of cocaine.
But
to
he
get
has-
past what I'm finna do.
But what's good for the goose got to be good for the gander.
Oh yeah. Oh, of
So
course.
we need to have that conversation. It's a conversation that he and I have already
Already
had.
had.
We've already had the discussion. And so for me, he knows how I am. I'm going to make sure whatever I bring to the table makes a whole lot of
I
sense.
think that's what the problem is. Like, it's just like pushing me to be in a particular mold, and it's like that's just not who I am. That's not who I grew up to be. I know that's not me because I know where my mind is gonna go instantaneously. I know there's been a few times I had to swallow back and watch relationships unfold, and it's like, dude, I can't. But you know,
deal
I'm
with
in
it.
yeah, but I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. But make it make sense, like you said.
You got to filter through your own fears.
just-
That's a you thing.
Quick
think I have
question:
any fears.
Would the situation with your ex, because you based on how things were with him, your ex-husband, and how he had another woman, he playing back and forth, playing both ends against the middle.
As well as cheating with women outside.
Right. So did that?
Household.
So that pretty much, in my mind, I see why you feel strongly against
Oh,
it because
totally.
because that was some.
I tried to make that work. I tried to be friends with this woman. I took care of her children like they were mine. I took care of her like she was mine because she's handicapped. But I tried to make that.
Right.
that work. You know me as a person.
I know.
tried
I
my
know.
best.
wait a minute, she's
And he's-
handicapped. You
Yeah,
just said it.
she got a little.
And he cheating with her.
And that was his baby mama prior to me.
Okay.
He adopted her child.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, and so then here I come in the picture, me and my kid. My kid passed away, me and him get close. So now we're together. Okay, so we have a kid together. She's jealous of this. She has a kid. I have a kid. She has a kid. I stopped at 3.
She kept going.
Meanwhile, he done moved us all together down in Louisiana. So this is our lifestyle. This is what we do. So he running from one bedroom every other night to the other bedroom. Never the two.
That muddied your waters on your
She
belief
didn't-
system
but
in
she
poly.
wasn't feeling it. Like she hated me, and I tried my best to make that work. I'm like, look,
Sometimes
But just
we
like she said,
we
it
put
muddied the
some.
water.
It
I
muddied
see
the
why.
water.
Yeah.
It definitely. I mean, and I've had an experience not like that, but it was not that great. My first poly relationship was not that great. There was a lot of deceit, a lot of lying unnecessarily because I'm cool. I'm
That's
the
it.
easiest
That's what it
unnecessarily lying
That's what it
when
is.
I'm like
That's
in
what
your
money
face.
means.
Yeah, tell me the truth. Tell me what's up. How you
ain't
feel.
gotta lie,
You don't have to lie. You
So
don't.
do you feel like at any point that he's with other females, and do you feel like he might have ever sneaked, ever?
At this stage, no. We have gotten to a place in our relationship where we worked on our healing our past traumas that we both of us brought into this relationship initially, and then things that occurred the first few years of our dynamic. So we had to get to a healing place, a place of communicating, just being open. Look, this is how I feel. You might not like how I feel, but my feelings are valid, as are yours. But I need you to actively listen to what I'm saying. Don't just hear me. Don't tell me you heard me. You understand what I'm saying. So we got to that place, and once we got there, I can be 100% confident that he now feels more open to say, "Hey, babe, I met this lady. Let's talk about her. Like, what do you think?" So we are having that dialogue now where it's more openness, it's honesty, it's transparency. Let me put it all out on the table. This is what I want, this is what I don't want, and let me be honest with myself. Let me be authentic with me. And that's kind of where we have gotten to. And it was not, I don't want people to think it was easy. It was a lot of hurt. And like you, trying to work through it, trying to figure it out. But I had to put my big girl pennies on and say, okay, this man is not going to change the fact that he likes other women. Let me find out why. Now that's where I started to dive deep into myself. Why do you need this other person? Why is it important for you?
Because it's new.
Yeah. I mean, of course, everything new and shiny.
What happens then?
Right. Do you go to another one? So understanding.
You moving to the next one.
This is just my way of thinking. This would not be an ideal situation for someone who easily gets bored, because you're gonna have two chicks at the crib and you're gonna be sneaking around, you're gonna be lying. And you're gonna be doing your thing, and then you come home like, hey, who ain't cleaned up? Who ain't cooked? I need this dick sucked. Damn, where the kids at? Did y'all, you know what I'm saying?
But that's somebody going into it saying, being authentic with themselves.
Yeah,
that's how
I
poly.
don't think that's good for
I'll
them.
be honest with
No,
you, because
people have to be honest.
because she's referring to me. I'll be honest. I don't. But I can. I look. It's okay. I live my truth. It's okay.
If the shoe
You ain't
fit,
gotta say.
let
I'll
the
say
shoe
it.
fit.
I'll
Where
say
that
it.
motherfucker?
I'll
Right.
say it. It's me. I get bored easy. This is true. But I'll say this as well. I went from trying to smash 5-6 different gals and not be with you to dwindling down to one, a pair and a spur.
But the point of it is, if you could have more, you would. That's the problem. You're
Yeah.
not the same mold from 20 years ago.
This is true, but-
you have different
Right.
ways
And
of thinking
right.
about shit,
And I've also
you don't have it in you to have to
right.
vet another chick. You want to know if y'all fucking.
Right.
Can y'all hang
So
out? Can your homeboy
So to be
smash?
completely honest,
the homeboys
I just need I need a pair and a spare. 3.
I'm the same way.
Give me 3.
Same way.
I give me 3. So
Same way.
if it was, let's
I just
say
want the dick out.
let's say it was
Nate,
me.
Don't listen.
Listen carefully.
Say this.
Allow me to speak. Let's say it was me, you, and
Whomever.
and then me and I probably would need a backup. But other than that, I'm
See?
cool. I'm cool with the.
Why do you need a
But
backup?
what about
What-
that little
What?
hold on, because I know my husband. What about that little spark of your personality that likes to sneak? What about that little spark?
There
of
you
your
go.
personality
April, you
that
bringing
will
it out.
lie just so you can get out the house when you don't have to? What about that? That is not. I don't feel
It's
like
the
that
sneaky
particular
face
person.
for
I didn't
me.
like that
I
conversation.
Because
like
you're gonna money
that.
your relationships with the people
Sneaky
you have
face.
at the crib. Then we gonna be fighting because look, this is who he
That's
is,
the
man. Fuck
sneaky
both
face
y'all.
for me.
I mean, I just see it coming. That's all I'm saying.
That's-
That's,
Sneaky face.
and in my native language,
That's
allow me to say in my native language, that's far.
I love
That's
my
right.
husband. I love my husband, but I know
But
my
I,
husband.
That's
I
fair.
love what you said.
That's all I'm saying.
The dynamic of
Get
liking
all
to
the ass
sneak.
you want, and they still
Okay.
sneak.
Yeah.
This is fun. I think
It's-
fun.
You get all the
That's-
ass
Totally
you
get
want.
it.
Your wife freely let you go out here and get all the
His
ass you
wife
want,
ain't
and
been
you
The
new
ex-
still
19
sneak.
years. This will
But I'm
never
saying,
be
but
new.
you still sneak. You in a.
fun.
That's
I
my
get off-
point.
that gets
That's
me
why
off.
People
I do
cheat.
too.
But guess what? You
Most
can
people
sneak and
cheat
you can
because
sneak in poly.
thrill
Yeah,
of
but
cheating.
Y'all, you are, but she already knows about the person. Just sneak in the other room. That's not good enough.
I'm
That's
okay
not
with
good
that.
enough.
No,
Sneaking.
that's
That's
not
not
good
deep.
enough.
that's not the proper sneaking.
No.
The proper sneaking is
I got
damn that
it.
shit
The
out of
lying,
I
the
gotta meet
dishonesty.
you at
Yeah.
Walmart,
Oh, yeah,
get in the parking
car
lot.
wash.
Yeah.
We
Hit
got
me up behind the
15,
Lowe's.
20
Let's get it.
minutes
Look,
to
my
bump
husband's come a
and
long
grind.
way.
Then I gotta
Texas
Gotta
homegrown.
jump. I gotta
My
jump
pink
back to
sauce.
work.
Texas. You been following me? You been following me? She hit all the key
Shit,
points.
yeah.
I've done all that.
See, but that's all I'm saying.
Wet wipes in the car.
That's what I'm saying. You know,
Her
I know
perfume.
every aspect.
No perfume.
gotta know.
No, I'm telling any man that's cheating, that's not in a polyamory or a V or a triad
or a swinger.
anything
Or
like
a
that.
He took it down.
If you're gonna cheat, at least
Bring me
if you're
something.
gonna take a shower, make
Bring me
sure
something.
that it's the same soap that your
Oh,
woman
he way-
uses.
he
I'm way past
Yeah, but
that.
most people ain't that smart.
I tell them
No,
don't.
Lord.
I tell them don't put on no perfume
Perfume.
and use Ivory soap because Ivory don't smell like nothing. Ivory and Dove don't smell like
Actually,
nothing.
Shit,
It does,
like
but-
something.
Ivory definitely
I
smell like
can smell
something.
Ivory out
Like
anywhere.
something.
Yeah.
You come
You
home,
sniff that
you
out.
let your little penis come home smelling like ivory.
If
and
you
I
want
give
to.
you
Your
a-
penis
Like-
is clean and your feet stink.
And mess up my
You just
pH,
fucking
okay?
around.
Because I'm going to know. With that Ivory, you're going to mess up my pH.
So-
Plus, I'm
No.
out here letting
So-
you do it, and you still.
I mean,
That's the part that's blowing me
and
right.
that's the problem I'm having. Like, I would really want to be on his team with.
But like
whoever
you
he
said, you
brings.
know your partner.
I'm-
You know
I'm
your
a-
partner like to sneak.
I want
Y'all
to give
just
it
And
a
that
shot.
dynamic.
Tell
He
you
wants
what.
to give it a try, and
Just
I
stay
don't,
open.
because I know how this
I'll let
feels
you. I'll let
already.
you put the
I've
girl.
already been through
I
it
might
a
not.
few
I might
times.
not do it no more.
You might not. It's been
But you are
10 years.
pushing the envelope for her
Yeah,
to
but he ain't-
get rid of this fear.
I'm not putting my foot down.
Yeah, you want her to get rid of this fear,
Actually-
so you have to get rid of
actually, I
whatever
put my
and do
foot
your
down
shadow work and
And
figure
I'm
out why
okay
you got to
with
be
that.
sneaking.
I'm okay with
I
that.
already-
You got to figure that out
It's
first.
no
I'm
big
okay with
deal.
that. I'm
It's
okay
no
with that.
big
Need
deal.
some
It's-
shadow work
it's-
over there.
The sneaking is a sexual. It's like, oh my god. I
It's
feel
a-
the same way. I
For him,
too.
sneaking is an
But
aphrodisiac that,
what
that
I
turns him
don't-
on.
In a
what
dark
I don't
room,
like is him falling for certain
baby
people,
oil.
and I'm looking at their character flaw. Like I'm not calling him a kid by no means. I love my
I
husband
am.
to death, but that's
Childish.
one of my that's my
Big ass
family.
kid.
If you say something grimy about him, I'm gonna get you. You know what I'm saying? Forgive me, Lord. And,
Big
and
ass
kids, if
kid.
y'all listening, go on, turn this off.
Turn this off right now. This ain't for you.
Because my kids listen.
Oh, no.
But I'm gonna want whatever's good for him. And
As
if
you
it's not
should.
good for him, I tell him this is not good for you. If it's good for him and he's feeling it, or it got him feeling some kind of way, I shut the hell up. But on this situation, I put my foot down because quote unquote wants to try it. Dude, you've been doing this 19 years of our life. I've had to watch you fall for people left and fucking right, and then I get to sit by the wayside and wait for the
And
shit
pick
to
up
be
the
over.
pieces.
Yeah,
And
be
try to
there.
fix it and
And
be your
be
emotional
there.
support system
You know what I'm
and
saying?
everything.
So I don't need a
I-
sister
I
wife.
get it.
I just need a husband. I got a
I get
best
it.
friend. She cool. Out there somewhere. Hey, if I need her, I can call her. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
just so pro. I got it until I don't want nobody else to try to help me get it or
Yeah.
be with it.
All right.
But you know, some people can come over.
Right. The next question is
And help out.
The next question is
Let's get past that one.
yeah, because we got,
Right.
we got a good 22 more minutes. All right. What is your advice to start?
Oh,
Quick trip.
be true to yourself. Sit down. Really sit in your thoughts for a moment. And figure out you. What do you want and need from your relationships? Does this fit? Is it going to work for you? Because a lot of people put in their head that they want to be in these type of relationships and dynamics and only think about the benefit to them and don't think about the value that they can bring to the relationship. So you have to be authentic with you and sit in yourself for a little while and do that shadow work and what is it that I'm seeking? Why do I want this type of relationship? I had to sit in myself for a moment. I'm like, okay, well, these are the reasons why. And not just listing off, oh, I need a sister wife to do all of these things for me. No, I looked at character traits. What character traits does she have that can add value to me and help me be more progressive in love and in life and in business? So just really sitting down and thinking about it differently, changing your mindset about it.
You gotta be one with your feelings. Don't
Yes, totally.
Start with. Like,
Yeah. You got to be secure in yourself. This ain't no journey for the faint of heart at all. It's not. You got to be real confident. And I'm confident not only in my sexuality, but in just the type of woman that I am. I know I'm a lot. I know I'm a lot. I know I carry a lot of my masculine energy to the front, but I can also be soft. So just really sitting in myself and identifying the things that were not working for me in my relationships and what could be working. And then identifying those character traits that I'm looking for in not just my male partner, but my female partner as well.
Wouldn't you say that it would be helpful if that particular person would get in touch with their feelings as well as your feelings? Like,
Yes.
you know, they cannot overlook the fact that this is how you're feeling. Like, this is what you've been through. We need to work on this together. Before
That's
we
that
break
healing.
third.
That's what I was telling you about
Yeah.
initially. That we went through that journey of healing together as a couple before we decided, you know, this is really what we both want. And so how are we going to navigate those emotions? And he had to sit in his own emotions for a minute by himself. I couldn't be there to support him. I couldn't be there to answer the questions and tell him and be that guiding light. He needed to figure that out for himself. Why is he or has been non-committal and unethically non-monogamous? He's just in all these monogamous relationships, but he cheating constantly. Why? He needed to identify that for himself. I couldn't tell him why, because it wasn't gonna make sense to him. He needed to sit in himself for a moment and figure out why he was constantly cheating and lying for no reason when you had women that were open to an open relationship or open to polyamorous dynamics. So it is a dynamic where both parties have to be prepared and willing to heal together as well as separately. And that's difficult. It's tough to get two people on the same page of healing and like really getting in their emotions and listening. That deep listening is really important.
And what's your advice to meet a potential poly partner?
Let's see here. I got a list for that.
Right.
Look, I gotta bust out a list. I really do sort of hate that question though. The whole looking for a potential poly partner. For me, it's just really finding or meeting people. I might meet her tomorrow at the grocery store and we might just click. And it works. And she's
Based
like
on vibes.
vibing and energy and, you know, again, character traits that she can bring to the table that I might lack in. And we all got some areas of opportunity to improve on. So I'm not going to sit up here and say, oh, I got everything and I'm great.
How does that work?
Well, our relationship is different. So we go to the salon together. That's my friend. She's my friend. Like, we go to the salon together. We get our nails done. I can talk to her about things that a man is not going to understand, but she's also poly, so she gets me, right? So just having those conversations with someone that is close and knows both of us and there's no judgment, right? So that's what makes it, you know, a great dynamic for me.
Okay, so
And looking for a friend.
If y'all bring her into your poly relationship, will she's still free to date other people outside of y'all, right? She can,
but we would prefer not.
Yeah.
And at least be open. My biggest thing is be open. Be open and say, because you then give us the choice to decide whether that's what we want to do or not.
Is she bisexual?
No, she's not. But she had bisexual experiences.
So have y'all ever been bisexual together?
We have.
I mean, experiences?
Experience.
Experiences.
We have.
Without him or
always with him.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's just, that's just not my cup of tea, 100%.
See, I'm not a lesbian.
Yeah, I'm not that,
You know what I mean? Like,
that.
I would get at her without him.
Yeah.
I'm not attracted to people like that. But if me and him in the room and you know, hey, let's
So
go.
And you're there.
bisexual, not a lesbian.
Right.
Okay.
Thoroughly.
Okay.
Just to let me make that clear.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, because I'm not, you know,
In any way, shape, or form.
Dang it. I barely like him for friends. So, sleeping with
I mean,
them.
it for me, I've never really had a whole lot of girlfriends.
My best friend
Like-
I've had since I was 5.
See,
47
I
summers.
would aspire to have that type of
Like her and
relationship
her
with a
sister.
Oh
woman.
yeah, mine is like 40-something years.
Yeah.
I've
All
never
my people
had
from
those.
Texas, yeah.
Women to me, I'm just like I'm more masculine than feminine. So there was a lot of clashing with women. They were catty to me some of the time, but I would have great friendships, but from a distance. They can only tolerate me, but for so long, and I them.
Yeah, I'm
And
sorry, I
so,
shut that
I think
yeah.
that's what make you best friends though. When you can sit and not talk to somebody for 3-4 months, but then
Yeah.
as soon as we start talking, it's like right where we left
Left off,
at.
yeah.
You know how I am. I don't want to talk every day. And,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't mean I don't love you. I don't want to talk every day.
Don't love you no
Yeah.
less. I'm
I'm
can only
like
take
that.
you in dosages.
Yeah.
But that was a issue for me. So me now seeking out more female relationships and having that experience in a sisterhood was something that was important for me. Just knowing that was something that I had lacked majority of my life, and I had a lot of girlfriends that claimed me to be their best friend, but were not great friends to me.
Right.
I was great friend to them, but they were horrible friends to me. And so I've only had one good girlfriend that no matter what, we can chit chat, see each other, come into town. She come out there and see me, and we hang out and everything, and that's been amazing. But it's never been that type of relationship. So I'm seeking more that sisterhood bond, and that we can really be more close than that constant distance between us, because there's
I promise you, I wish I felt that way. Like my whole relationship with him has been always based on for the better good of him. You know what I mean? Always, since damn near day one. But I wish I felt that way. Like I can't even I can't get close to a female in that same realm. You know what I mean? Even my best friend at this point, and we've been best friend all these years. Even my best friend at this point, it's like I call her when I think about her, she crosses my mind or whatever. But
Just so do you think that a lot of that is because even though y'all in an open relationship and
open sexual relationship.
Yeah. Open
clarify that.
With titles
Open
today.
sexual. We don't get it wrong around here. We don't get that together. It's an open sexual relationship, and maybe you feel like that
I thought
because
he's gonna hit me. Okay.
whoa, he beats her now. Okay, he beats her now.
I was like, oh Lord.
So okay,
Duck.
but so y'all, she's not so much financial at this point. Y'all just
No.
more, like I said, the friendship for you, and the more of
The
taking on
friendship, the
life.
camaraderie, that picking up
So
where
Now,
he
once-
and I need.
Once y'all, if you did make her y'all partner, and then y'all meet somebody outside of that realm, even if she introduced somebody to the circle, they would have to benefit y'all as a whole.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
y'all would take in consideration somebody she brought in to meet y'all. Okay.
Absolutely. Because we're not just picking a partner that has good judgment for us, but themselves. I want somebody that can use their own discernment and say, hey, I think I found us another sister wife.
Man,
I think
if I come across it,
I'm
taking pictures, I'm taking
But what if it's
videos.
a man?
for that. Now that is kind of complicated because that's not what we are looking for. So for me, I'm looking for the sisterhood. He needs that other feminine partner because I'm just not that. I don't give all that touchy feely,
Like tomboyish.
Yes,
look.
I'm more tomboyish than anything, so I bring a lot more masculine energy. I'm the one that I will fix things. Something breaks, I'll get in there, I'll get it done. Don't let these nails fool you. I'm that girl. But I can be soft, I can be loving. But for him, he needs more of that than I can give, and I'm okay with that. Because I know where I am. I'm comfortable with me. He's comfortable with me, but I also know that there is something that he needs, and I want to make sure that he has it. And it's the same with you, April. You know your man. You know what he needs. You know what he wants. It's just that the thought process of y'all living with another woman and all of that kind of makes it more complicated. But for me, it's not. We can all stay together. Hey, 2 mortgages, I ain't feeling it. 1, great. That means more money for me to put into our other ventures and our other businesses and things like that. So if she decided that she wanted another male partner, that is something that she and him would discuss. Because my feelings on it is that that's not needed. It's not needed. He's enough. He brings enough of
And that's how I
what
feel
we
about
need.
my husband.
How do you weed out fake poly people?
Let them open their fucking mouth.
That makes sense.
The
That would be
first
me.
5
Character.
I
minutes.
would.
You'll know.
Character. You're gonna know.
You'll know.
As soon as the interview happened, they be like, "Renee, girl, get out of here.
Let them open their mouth.
Texas, get out of here." I would flunk right off the rip. Do you like him? Do you like me? Are you going to eat me?
Say no.
All right.
But let them
won't
open
be
their
that
mouth.
kind of
They gonna tell on
relationship.
themselves. People
that-
tell on themselves and they oversell themselves. And you know, we've met a few women that we were just trying to date and figure out and everything that, oh, this is what they really wanted. But when I broke it down and said, hey, I'm feeling she thinking of this more of from a patriarchal mindset, that's a problem for me.
If your man is fine too, she be looking like,
Yeah, I ain't trying to get
Let
what
me
she
just get
got
with him.
because
Yeah.
he
Yeah,
good
that-
looking.
yeah.
He good looking. He's a looker.
Have you ever came into a situation where it was just for the moment and it was okay? Well,
Well,
no, 'cause
to
y'all-
whereas they may have wanted to bring her in as a potential poly partner, but the sexual vibe was there and they just knocked her off and sent her away. Okay, so yeah.
No. For us both, we take that very seriously. We don't want to be out here playing with nobody's emotions. You know,
So
and
don't have sex until you know for a fact this is somebody.
I won't say that.
that's what
Had
I'm-
sex. We've had sex with our current partner. Our current partner, we did become intimate way sooner than we wanted to, but the vibe was there. It was everything that we all, she, I, him, we, you know, we all, we all felt that, and that's why she's not just a potential. We are really invested at this point in seeing where this could go. We are not just gonna knock off and send her on her way. We're gonna try to navigate the dynamic and see if she's serious about us, and we know we're serious about her though. So I
I'm
think
saying,
that's the
but-
thing.
but-
But we've never had that experience where we just met somebody and smashed them and sent them on their way. No, I'm super ethical. If you can tell, like I'm super ethical in making sure that as a woman, for me, I don't want to be out here hurting other women, and I'm not gonna let him do it. And that is why we brought this to the forefront of our relationship. Is you can't be out here constantly sleeping with women and building these relationships and bonds, and then as soon as it ain't what you thought it was gonna be, you dismiss her. I'm not with that. I don't believe in it. I can't get with it. So for me, it's just I come with it from a matriarchal mindset that I want to nurture and cultivate the relationship between all of us, and she should be doing the same as well as he should be doing the same. So there's no gray matter in that she has to question us being serious. We would probably more so just be looking at how she's responding to that. So right now it's just us all kind of coming together and sitting down and having those kind of conversations and understanding how we navigate all of our emotions and just addressing shit immediately, not letting stuff fester. There was an incident that, you know, could have festered for me. And we sat down, talked about it, and navigating and just understanding, okay, your feelings are valid. Let's figure out how to work through it together. And I think that's the most important part, is just that constant communication and checking in on each other and respecting one another and our individual boundaries.
I mean, I guess at the end of the day, if he's gonna cheat,
At least you want to
you
know
might
about
have
it.
some structure. At least you know.
And
I
she
guess.
picks the woman. It's not a situation where he picks.
He probably
She
somewhere
picks. She chooses.
fucking people.
Yeah. For me, it's okay. He might have met her on a app, but I'm talking to her.
Final say
We're
so.
talking,
So
and
at
we're
no point, no point. If he meets somebody and he's interested in this somebody, you don't think for 1 second, because we've all done that. I'm an energy vibe person. I know within the first 10, 15 minutes where you're going to fit in my
I
life.
let them open their mouth.
Right.
Yeah.
You're going to be my friend. You're going to be this. You're going to be that. I know within the first. So then I
True.
met people that genuinely have really liked me within that first meeting period and have a wife at home. You know what I mean? Like, so to
And
say,
then that's not even what you're looking for.
right, but I'm saying, but no, it's not a poly relationship. I'm just saying he could be married, but he met me,
That's what I'm saying.
and we
Like,
had a couple of conversations,
y'all ain't finna do that.
and we rocking. But she's okay. I'm saying in the sense of what you're saying, he's not going to deal with nobody unless you say it's okay. But
Correct.
y'all have never had an incident since y'all have healed each other. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Or
I'm not
healed
trying to be funny,
individually.
but since it's been healed, that he met somebody and was kind of like creeping on the cool, like that you know of.
No.
But if he did, how can she can't stop him? That's just. But that's a character. That's something that she'll pick up on. Just like when April knows me, she knows when I'm doing something I'm not supposed to be doing, and she would too.
That's
about
why
her
I'm
guy.
confident in it.
Right.
It's this not just a 1-2 year relationship. This is several year relationship. I know this man. I know how he switch up. I can tell the vibe. He don't text me at a certain time. I'm already antennas up. So for me, no. But because of the fact that we've opened up ourselves to being able to communicate, like, hey, I got this feeling, let me get this off my chest, this is what's going on with me emotionally, and I have this urge or this need, and just being transparent. So I've allowed him the space to be a safe space for him to be himself authentically, as am I. So as long as you are creating that safe space for that person to want to come and talk to you about it, it makes it that much better. But if you are restrictive and judgy and pushy and you can't do this and you can't, I'm not putting no restrictions on that man. He a grown ass man. If he decides that he want to sneak and cheat, then he knows he has a lot to lose, because there's just certain things I'm not tolerating. We're not going to do the whole dishonesty, the lying, the cheating. There's no need for it. So at this stage where we are, he already knows that that's a deal breaker. I will walk away. I don't care how much is invested. But I think that as couples, you have to just kind of know where you are. Know where you are in your relationship. Know that you give a lot of years to somebody, a lot of time to somebody, that it is okay at some point, if it ain't working for you, unhappy, walk the fuck away. But I'm not really so quick to just leave him. And that's why we came to this point where we're healing. But at this stage, now that everything's out on the table, you already know what's gonna happen. You don't. If you cheat, it's done, because there's no reason for it. There's no gray matter there for you to have to do any of that. So for me, the fear is not there, because I'm already mentally prepared for what happens and what the fallout is gonna be, and have my contingencies in place. So and I'm sure he does too. He has his own deal breakers, but it's just something that all couples need to sit down and have that conversation about, and say, this is our rules of engagement. This is what the deal breaker is going to be, because now you're opening up this almost, so to speak, Pandora's box. For some people, it's, it's touchy. We understand each other, and we have a very, very great bond at this point of our relationship. So that fear is not there, and I couldn't live in that fear anymore. So I had to do my own soul searching and figure that out.
We got about roughly 2 minutes left. April, my boss lady, you have any last questions for her?
No, I mean, what she just said sounds like a
A fairy
relationship.
tale. I got that 2 times today. It's like, that sounds like a fairy tale. No, it's
No,
a
trust
reality.
me. I've
It
been
can
in an
be.
open relationship for 19 years, and people look at me like, oh my God, he fuck other women, I fuck other men. Oh my God, he go out and kick it with other women. Yeah, ditto. I mean, it's an open relationship, open sexual relationship, I like to call it. But falling for other people, that ain't my bag. But somebody to say, hey, what's your biggest fear, or what's your deal breaker, and I tell you what the deal breaker is, and you break it.
Yeah.
And then you break the next one, and then you break. That's my fault for staying. You know what I'm saying? For staying
Yeah.
in that particular relationship. But I'm not opposed to. At the end of the day, I'm not opposed to the poly thing. Would have to get used to it. Yeah. I don't click with people like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where I would want them in my life on a permanent basis.
And that's what I think the whole thing is that the whole living together. That dynamic
No,
doesn't
not even living
have
together.
to-
It's
just a constant.
It's a hotbed for me
Okay.
to know
That
that,
makes
he
sense.
might have feelings for somebody else. It's a hotbed for me. It is what it is.
I mean, but in an open relationship, he can still have feelings, though, right?
Well, he can do whatever the
Right.
fuck he want to do. I can't control that, like she just said.
Right.
But don't bring that shit here. This is where
What
I
she's
lay my
saying is,
head.
don't come here with
With
the heartbreak
vibes
and the vibes.
And I know you doing it, and I
But-
can tell. Yeah.
You kind of it still happens.
Yeah,
and
I'm
I think
saying-
that's something that as an individual you have to kind of work through. It still happens. Men catch feelings, and
Women
they
do
deal.
too.
Women catch feelings, and we
all
deal in
about
those
feelings.
kind of things, and they kind of bleed over into each relationship. So I get what you're saying,
Try to
but
hold it tight.
it still happens.
Yeah.
Open relationship or a poly relationship.
Yeah.
There are still
control it.
feelings. You can't control it, but I think that more so for you is just the knowing. I know if you know he has feelings for somebody else, then that's a problem for you.
Yeah, you can go be with them.
Now that bell right there says the show is officially over. It's over. So I would like for everyone who's listening to this on any kind of apparatus, whether it's Spotify, Apple, Anchor, Google, if you want to watch the episode and see the chart and see who's on the panel, as well as see who the lovely and gorgeous boss lady, Texas homegrown, and Peaches are. You know, me, I'm just a scraggly old head. I ain't nobody to look at. But please go to YouTube, The Freaks of the Industry Podcast. You got to go to The Freaks of the Industry and put it in podcast. Because if you don't put it in the podcast, you'll get the Freaks of the Industry video by Digital Underground. So,
I like that video.
when you're on the website, when you're on YouTube, go on YouTube and subscribe. Please subscribe. We need more viewers and more followers, more subscriptions, as well as hit the notification bell. You know what I'm saying? So that way you be subscribed, as well as check us out on Instagram, the THE _FOTI _ I'm sorry, the _FOTIP. Well, it don't matter. Just look us up.
It's tired.
I'm tired. I gotta go work in the morning.
Black Poly Universe.
What's
They
that?
have a whole page, I guess. Black Poly Universe.
Black-
If you
Oh,
wanna
Okay,
find it,
that's what's up.
Yeah, and,
or that too. Yeah.
And also, don't go by anybody else's facts. Always Google. Google is our
Definitely.
friend.
Definitely.
If you feel some kind of way, look it up. Read.
If you already cheating anyway, just go on.
You know what I'm saying?
As I,
Let's
as
no
I
do
always-
it ethically. Do
Right.
it ethically, please.
Cheating.
as I always say, important in life, you can deny the lie. You can deny the lie. You can always deny the lie, but you cannot deny the truth. So, with that being said, till next week, for Boss Lady, Texas Homegrown, and Peaches, we out.
Bye, everybody.
Catch y'all next week.
Later.
Lay down, Max.